All right, gents, I'm going to talk you through the exact steps it takes to actually make success inevitable, how to set up your life to evolve into that next version of you. And it's a lot simpler than you think, but there's some things that need to happen and they need to stay consistent for a long period of time for you to actually achieve the results and the goals that you want. Because at the end of the day, guys, who doesn't want to evolve? Who doesn't want to have the business? Who doesn't want to continue to grow their business? The life setup that you want, it is achievable, but you need to follow a set of specific steps, which I will talk you through. Okay. And just a bit of background, went from construction worker to within a year having a multi six-figure fitness business, living in Dubai, living what I thought was my dream life at the time, my dream car, and now into a performance coach. Okay. But each time this took a whole new identity, a whole new version of me to step into that. Okay, and I'm going to talk you through exactly what we need to do. Firstly, we need to define what is the life that we actually want. Okay, no vague answers and just no excuses in terms of why you can't do this, why you can't do that. The circumstances aren't right. No excuses. I was going to swear, but I won't. Okay, what do you want your life to look like? And who is the man that you're actually becoming? Who do you have to become? So you need to get very, very clear with that. That is step one, because if you don't have direction as to where you want to go, as to who you want to be, you can end up in some random ass position. It's like sitting into a car, driving out your driveway, and just say, okay, let's go left. You might end up somewhere that's good, but you also might not like where you end up. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to sit into the car, you need to put into the GPS your destination, where you want to go, and then you just start going. Okay, you don't need to know the exact route, every single turn, every single bend, but you need to know you're moving in the right direction. Because if you don't have direction, if you don't have an understanding of where it is you're going, you won't get there. It's as simple as that. Okay, so get very, very specific. Create that North Star goal. Once you have that North Star goal, who's the man you then need to become? And you then take aligned action towards that. You also have to get very, very clear as to where you don't want to be. So your pain is either fuel or an excuse. For me, I was sitting in the construction, I was sitting in factories, and I was like, this can't be it. This cannot be what my life like is. I was looking at people when I first joined the factory. There was people in there. From the minute I went in to 6 months later, we're having the same conversations, saying the exact same thing. I hate this job. I'm going to leave. Those people had been there for fucking 5, 10. I swore. I tried not to, but I'm Irish. It's going to happen. Those people had been there for 5, 10 years plus, saying the same things. They hated the job. They're going to leave. Those people are still there. 100%. I've no doubt about it. Okay. So we need to understand, okay, where do we want to go? But also, what's our current reality that we want to get out of? And again, you don't have to be in a factory. You don't have to be in a position where the pain is leaving a 9 to 5 job, or the pain is breaking out of your current environment. The pain can be, guys, when you're at a level where I was with my fitness coaching. I loved fitness coaching. That was the main thing. That was my North Star goal. But then I got to a point where I was like, okay, well, I've done this now. I want to evolve. I want to become that next level. And I needed to find the pain as to, okay, what my life currently is right now. If I don't make any changes, what my life will be in 50 years' time. And I got crystal clear. I wanted to help people with their mindset, with their performance, with their daily standards, with their identity, to operate at a higher standard, to actually build that dream reality. And yes, fitness is a pillar of that, but I wanted to evolve into something more. And each time you have to find, okay, where you are, but where you don't want to end up if nothing changes in 10, 20, 30 years down the line. Okay, so get crystal clear on both. You have to get clear on both. What are you moving towards? What are you running away from at the end of the day? And what don't you want your reality to look like? Because if nothing changes, nothing's going to change. And that can be your fuel as well. On those days when that vision and your life actually is pretty comfortable, and that vision that you do have, it's powerful, but there's going to be some days that you're like, you know what, my life is actually pretty comfortable. I actually kind of like where I want. You can't think like that. You need to then find that pain to push away from that current reality that you're living to get to where you want to be. Because once you break through that comfort and once you actually stick to what you said you were going to do, you hope you open up that next level of life. Okay. Eliminate Then we need to eliminate everything that's pulling us below the standard we want to be living at. Okay, what doesn't serve you, and set up your environment in a way, whether it's the people, whether it's maybe there's some vices that have crept in, whether it's you open up the fridge and there's Kinder Bueno bars, there's cakes that's going to take it away from building your dream physique, whether it's your environment, whether it's your partner. You know, these things, like, guys, as cruel as it might sound, there's things in your life that right now that need to be eliminated, because at the end of the day there's a version of you that needs to die, and there's a version of your current reality that won't allow you to get to where you want to be. So you need to remove all the distractions. You need to remove whatever isn't helping you get closer to that goal, to that vision, to the bigger business, to the life that you want. You know, right now our current versions cannot achieve the life that we dream of, and the life that we aspire to. Each level you get to, that version of you has to die. The easiest way to allow that version of you to die is to remove what doesn't align to your future. Okay, so get very, very clear and get very cutthroat with things that do not need to be in your life right now. Remove them, and then set up your environment that it actually moves you forward, that it's easy to go to the gym, that it's easy to stick to your macros, that it's easy to build your business, that it's easy to have a good relationship with your partner. Make it easy. Okay, just make it easy. And once you do this, you remove all the negativity, you stop listening to the news, you remove the content that doesn't serve you, you stop the doom scrolling, you stop the masturbation, the pornography, the prostitution, whatever the fuck it might be. You remove that out of your life, you get rid of it, and the things that stay are the things that are going to help you elevate. And then execute your daily blueprint. Every single one of us needs to have a daily blueprint. And you can see here, it's not that big of a blueprint. Okay, but there is certain things that need to happen each and every day for you to feel your best, to operate at your best, to be mentally sharp, to be physically sharp, to actually be able to show up as the best leader in your business, or to actually operate at a higher standard so you can bring your business from 7K a month up to 30K a month, then up to 60K a month. Whatever it might be, you are required to become a new person. And it's your daily habits, what you do each and every day, that dictates if you're becoming that person or not. Because the version of you that you're trying to achieve is up here, you're currently down here. That gap right here, that comes down to how you show up each and every day. So get very, very clear as to what needs to happen. You get up early, you go to bed early, you do your morning alignment, you get clear on your goals, your gratitude, your identity process. You hit the gym, you hit your cardio. Your macros is 110% dialed in, because I promise you right now, if you don't have your macros on point, if you don't have your physique on point, building that life that you're after and building that business that you're after, it becomes very, very hard, because the inputs into your body show the standard that you hold to yourself, the diet, the training, the sleep, the water intake. That will show up in other areas of your life. If you currently have a business right now, and you know you need to be hitting certain KPIs, sales calls, outreach, content, whatever it might be, you're realistically, and most definitely, I've seen it with the guys that I've worked, once you make sure your training, your nutrition is absolutely dialed in, that standard carries across into every other area of your life. Your business improves because your personal standards improve, so your business standards improve. All your standards elevate. You focus on business growth, needle movers. Guys, I've spent time and time where I've been busy, sitting at the computer 12 hours a day. But at the end of the week, I'd look back and I'm like, what did I actually get done? I'm just busy, but I'm not being productive. So you need to get very, very intentional with what you're doing and with your time. And you can actually buy back yourself hours of time. You can grow your business much faster than you think you need to grow your business, just by setting yourself up correctly and focusing on the highest leverage tasks. 30-minute mindset work, 30 minutes at upskilling, whether you're in e-commerce, business, whether you're in construction or a 9-to-5 and you want to start your business, you have to study. It's as simple as that. Consistently, each and every day, upskilling and becoming valuable enough that you can start that business. Plan your weeks, plan your days. Get very intentional with it. So you know what you're doing for the week, what's the main outcome, what needs to happen on a daily basis. You do that, guys. You'll build a physique. You'll be mentally sharp. You'll start moving towards the life that you want, the business that you want. And then step 5, this is probably the most important because there's something that Bob Proctor calls a terror barrier. Okay, this is our current level. This is where we want to get up to. When we're down here and we want to go up here, we can have the strategy, we can have the blueprint, we can have the perfect diet plan, we can have the perfect business strategy, we can have the perfect plan to get us from here to here. We can do that. And it's like, it's actually easy. I know how to do it. All I need to do. How many times have you said, I know what to do, I just need to do it? Well, then why aren't you doing it? You know what you want. You know the strategy to get you there, but it's because of your identity. And this is something that I struggle with even now. I've always struggled with this along the way. It's your identity. So what we need to do is essentially, we need to align to the goals that we have up here. And we need to operate from this identity. Who is this guy? How does he carry himself? How does he walk, talk? What standards does he hold himself to? We need to become him first, not after. You don't become him once you hit the goals. You first become him, and then the goals that we set are a byproduct. And this is probably the most important step, because as I said, there's so much information out there now, guys. But if our identity, our new identity, is fighting with our old identity, and we don't stay consistent with this identity, what happens? We move, we get close, boom, self-sabotage. We put ourselves back. This happens with your dieting. This happens with your physique. It happens with your business. It happens with your relationships. It can happen in every area of your life. So your identity and through the morning alignment process needs to be dialed in. It's consistent work. And this probably, out of all things, this is probably the hardest thing to do. Because if you think about it, wake up and go to bed early, easy. A morning process where you're aligning yourself, you're realigning yourself to your goals, your gratitude, easy. Gym and cardio, we're fucking grown-ass men. We need to be hitting the gym. We need to be in shape. We need to be 10% body fat. Our diet needs to be on point. We need to be eating whole foods. We need to be drinking water. We need to be having supplements so we are cognitively sharp, physically sharp. Guys, these are easy fucking staples that every man needs to have. You need to work on your business. For an hour a day is more powerful than 8 hours of scattered work. 30 minutes of mindset work. 30 minutes of upskilling. Guys, it's not hard. This is what is holding us back a lot of the time. But I've been through it. And each time you go through it, from this guy to this guy, from the construction guy to the fitness guy, I had to go through it. From this guy to this guy, you have to go through it again. But the thing about it is, this step can be the hardest. Once you break out from there, then life, it just compounds. You understand the process. You know the feelings. The terror barrier, as Bob Proctor calls it. You have an idea, but this is your current reality. You want to step into this idea, but you're in a state of chaos. Your subconscious doesn't know what's going on. Your nervous system doesn't know what's going on, so it pulls you back each and every time. But that's it. It's simple. It really is. Define the life you want, who you want to be. Get crystal clear on it and don't hold back. Because guys, if one person can achieve something, it's been achieved before. You're not trying to invent light. You're just trying to scale your business. You're just trying to improve the person you are. You're trying to get a better partner. You're trying to look in the mirror and be proud of the person you are. It's simple, guys. When we narrow it down, it's fucking simple. And it's not extraordinary quantum leaps at the end of the day. It's not like we're trying to reinvent the wheel, trying to create a car. Maybe we are, some of you are, hopefully you are, but for 99 out of 100 of us, probably more, let's be realistic, we just want to create a better life for ourselves. We want to have a business that can give us the freedom, that can allow us to travel, that can allow us to buy nice things, that can allow us to support our family, to become the best version of ourselves for our future family or for our current family. It's doable. Get clear on the life that you don't want. If you stay doing exactly what you're doing right now, where are you going to end up in 10, 20, 30 years down the line? Eliminate everything that is a distraction, that's pulling you back from that dream reality, and just get crystal clear. Set up your environment for growth. Step 4, execute your daily blueprint. This is where it comes down to. You need to do this daily input. If you don't do the input, you're not going to get the output. It's as simple as that. And then act as if it's already done. Let's get it, guys. Let's crush it. I want to see us all win, and that's exactly what we're going to do.